Good morning, everybody. My name is Susan Hartley Brisson. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the Director of Admission here at Olin College, and I am delighted to welcome you to our information session. I hope to give you some good information along with my colleagues about Olin that you'll be able to use in your college search as you explore different opportunities for your education post-high school. The first thing I'd like to talk about a little bit is our mission and values. Olin was founded just about 2 decades ago, and we were founded with a very specific intent, which was to teach engineering in a more holistic, interdisciplinary, and hands-on way. We have continued in that tradition, and we've expanded our reach to include grappling with contemporary issues of sustainability, systemic racism, as well as creating what we like to call citizen engineer mindset here at Olin. Our goal is to educate students to be prepared to go out in the world and be in service to the world and use their engineering skills for the greater good.
Hi, I'm Jenna. I'm the Assistant Director of Admission for on-campus programs at Olin College Engineering. Here at Olin, we learn in a project-based collaborative learning environment. So our students are not taking unit quizzes or tests, but instead they're learning alongside 4 to 5 mini projects or 1 large class project. And this is really awesome because students are learning math, physics, and even humanities concepts and immediately applying it to engineering. For example, one of our classes, Quantitative Engineering Analysis, which is a 3-course math and science sequence, students will learn linear algebra in their first semester and then immediately apply it to coding facial recognition software. This is really great because our students are really learning in a discussion-based classroom environment. So it's not I talk, you listen. Instead, our students are learning alongside the project concepts, and then they're also able to collaborate and get involved in the discussions. As you learned earlier, one of the founding values of Olin College of Engineering is engineering for everyone. And with that, we try to teach our students in their classes how to make an impact. And this is different than just us telling them, hey, make sure you do good in the world. Instead, students actually learn how to make an impact by practicing the skills in their classes. One example of this is in our Engineering for Humanity course, where students actually work with local senior citizens on creating a product that enhances their quality of life. Our students learn the model of learning and creating with their subject or with their user group instead of for them. And this really allows them to get rid of any biases that they might have and really create a product that does enhance their user group's quality of life or really anything that they're going to do.
Hey everyone, my name is Rachel. I'm the Assistant Director of Admission here at Olin College of Engineering. We have 3 core concepts at Olin, one being that we are really intentionally transdisciplinary, and what this means is that while we have all sorts of awesome STEM classes that you can take, they do have liberal arts concepts baked into them, and that allows our students to have a really broad context of engineering to learn from. A really great example of this comes through our Materials Creation, Consumption, and Impact course, which focuses on the production of plastics engineering. They'll start by talking about the trash period of plastics, move backwards into how it was used and consumed, and then also finish with the general design idea. Another class is Principles of Integrated Engineering, in which students get a real-world budget, real-world constraints, and real-world expectations to create a project that ties to that impact-centered mindset we spoke about earlier. A great example of this is that they worked on a Turing machine that aligns directly with Alan Turing's specifications.
So who are we? We are a very, very small group. We have less than 400 students on our campus and nearly only about 150 faculty and staff members. So we are a very tiny community, but that really is one of the best parts of the Olin experience. You can see through our demographics that not one Olin student is the same, and they're each bringing their different perspectives to every single collaborative project that they're doing. So students are not only learning from their faculty members, but learning from one another. This is also a really great experience for our students because they create really close relationships with our faculty on campus. All of our faculty members go by first name, and I think this really plays to the lack of hierarchy even in our classes. That's not, again, I'm talking, you listening. Instead, our students are part of the discussion. And so our faculty really try to keep that going outside of the Olin environment. Faculty members also actually get involved outside of their classes, coming in on Saturdays and Sundays to do fondue classes or the science of ice cream making. And the community really is what makes the Olin education experience so unique.
Here at Olin, we have a diverse group of students, but everybody's an engineering major here. Students will select their major in the sophomore year, and everyone takes essentially the same curriculum in the first year in order to build a team cohort identity and also to make sure that students have good broad exposure to all of the branches of engineering that we offer. When students select their major, they're able to select from mechanical and computer engineering. We also offer mechanical engineering, and we offer a third major, which is a general engineering major, and within that students would select a concentration. Some of the options for concentrations are robotics, sustainability, design, and computing. Students also have the opportunity to self-design a concentration in partnership with their faculty advisor. Now, sometimes that would involve taking classes at our partner institutions, Babson and Wellesley, which you'll hear more about at another point in this program.
And though we have all the benefits of this small community, we also have all the resources of a larger school through our Babson-Olin-Wellesley collaboration, or BOW. Babson is a really amazing entrepreneurship business school, and you can actually see it right behind me in the red brick buildings. While Wellesley is about 2 miles down the road, however, there is a shuttle that takes students between the three schools all day long, from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., 6 days a week. And this really encourages students to get involved on the three campuses. Olin students are able to take one class per institution per semester at Babson or Wellesley. Students really choose to get involved at Babson for their business courses or Wellesley for their really great liberal arts curriculum. And you may know that Wellesley is traditionally an all-female institution. However, male-identifying students at both Babson and Olin are some of the only male-identifying students who can receive a Wellesley education. And this even goes beyond classes. Students are able to get involved in Babson or Wellesley in student organizations, or even use their campus resources like Babson's brand new gym, or, if Taco Tuesday is not your favorite night at the dining hall, you can actually use the dining hall services at both Babson and Wellesley. And then we have one big building that really is the symbol of the Babson-Olin-Wellesley collaboration, the Wiseman Foundry. This is a really large campus workspace available to all three schools. While our students don't need it quite so much for the shop spaces as we have our own, our students really love it for getting involved with their really huge commercial kitchen. Olin students love to bake, but they also love it because through the Wiseman Foundry, they offer Wiseman scholarships that get 3 students, as long as you have at least 2 students from the other institutions, then you can at least receive grant money and office spaces to work on any sort of endeavor. In the Olin founding precepts is for students to have an opportunity to learn away from campus. This could be domestically within the United States or internationally. And because of this, nearly half of our students choose to study away. They typically do it in their junior year in either the fall or spring semester. And this does not add any additional time to students' graduation requirements, as many of our students choose to get involved in their Oz concentration. Oz, which stands for Arts, Humanities, Social Sciences, and Entrepreneurship. This means that students are able to really study at over 100 approved programs and destinations and do something really interesting there. They can go to Spain and take Spanish classes, or the one that I'm particularly jealous of is one of our tour guides is currently studying abroad in Italy, taking a full food and wine tasting curriculum for college credit.
At Olin, we highly prize real-world experiences. One of the ways we do that is to encourage our students to do internships, most frequently in the summers between the academic semesters, although students may do internships during the academic year. Students are supported very well by my colleagues in postgraduate planning. I have to give them a big shout out for working closely with students and helping them identify opportunities and apply for those. The more students have an opportunity to work outside the curriculum in real-world experiences, the better they're able to bring those skills to bear in the classroom during the academic semesters. Additionally, my colleagues in postgraduate planning do an awesome job of helping students leave Olin and prepare to go on to what's next. In most cases, that tends to be the job market. Students are well prepared, they have a very versatile skill set, And again, there's a whole curriculum that postgraduate planning offers to help students prepare to look for jobs, learn how to market and present themselves appealingly to employers, and finally, they create lots of opportunities for students to meet with potential employers. Our alumni community is hugely helpful in both of these endeavors and identifying internship opportunities and also employment opportunities as well, partnering closely with Olin students on everything from resume writing and workshopping offers to creating actual opportunities within their own employment situations.
Other ways that you can have an experiential learning opportunity at Olin is by participating in the senior capstone. This comes in 3 versions. The first one is called Scope. It is an opportunity where you will be aligned with a company, something like Blue Origin, New Balance, Microsoft, etc. And you will work with a group of Oliners on a Class 2 project for the entirety of your senior year. It won't make or break the company if it does well or doesn't do well, just a really cool thing that you can put on your resume, but it gives you that real world experience of being in a group, being responsible for expectations and projects assigned by the company that you're working for. It's not quite an internship, but it's also not quite a job. It's somewhere right in the middle there, and that gives you the chance to have that authentic experience that kind of ties with the whole concept of project-based learning here at Olin. If that sounds like a cool opportunity to you, but you wanted to be more involved in the nonprofit sector, that's where Design Justice Studio comes in. Design Justice Studio allows you to work on a 5 to 7 year long legacy project that gives you the opportunity to address systemic problems in our communities as close as East Boston or as far away as Ghana. And the cool thing about Design Justice Studio is you can also work on a team with Babson students. The last of these 3 capstone opportunities is Tech Ventures. Tech Ventures works in a capacity very similar to Scope, but instead you will be working in that kind of entrepreneurial startup opportunity where you kind of get a vibe for if that is a good fit for your future. So if you're really excited about starting your own business, that could be a better option for you. So 3 really cool ways to spend your senior year. Life on campus at Olin means that we have a 4-year residential policy where students will live on campus in 2 different dorms. The first is the underclassmen dorm West Hall, which is comprised of a variety of dorms that you would share with 1 or 2 other roommates, and you also actually have your own private bathroom. When you're an upperclassman, you'll live in East Hall, and that is more suite style dorms where you will have a common space, a kitchen area, and a private bathroom surrounded by everyone's individual rooms. And these opportunities give you a good chance to build community here on campus and hang out with your fellow Oliners. Dining on campus is in an unlimited fashion, meaning that you can drop by the dining hall whenever works for you throughout the day. We also have cross-dining opportunities at the Bow Consortium schools, so you can always swipe in over at Babson or Wellesley if you are there for a class, an extracurricular club, or an athletic opportunity.
You might assume that with only 400 students, we only have, 10, 20 student organizations? That could not be further from the truth. We have nearly 70 student organizations happening, which is almost the same size as our senior year class. And this is because our students live on campus all 4 years. I've been on campus at 11 p.m. at night and they're all still hanging out or doing something, whether it's getting involved in their project teams, a performing group, or just some other random organization. We do have project teams on campus, and these range from combat robotics to Baja to Formula, where students are able to work on these really large project teams where they're creating one common goal, where they'll actually go and compete against other schools as well. We also have lots of performing arts opportunities on campus. We have the Olin Fire Arts Club. Yes, you heard that right. Where students are they're able to spin fire. And I know parents always look at me, they say, really? You're letting students spin fire on campus? Yes, it's actually the most popular option for our first years, I think, for this freedom, but they do it in a very safe environment. Then we also have lots of other random organizations, from advocacy groups like the Olin Climate Justice Organization or the Society for Women Engineers, or just random groups like Acronym, which is our pop-up coffee cart, which isn't actually an acronym, but plays on all the facts that we have so many other acronyms. And then my personal favorite, Slack, or Stay Late and Create, where students do something fun every Wednesday to stress relieve. One of the ones that I think is really unique to Olin is Raptober. You're going to have to ask an Olin student more about that. But then they'll do Dino Night, where they make over 20 pounds of chicken dinosaur nuggets, and then they do dinosaur trivia, and then the winners get like stuffed dinosaur chicken nuggets. So they definitely make sure that they have engineering during the day, but then they have lots of fun, and they do, again, even as something as silly as cheese club at night.
So as you've probably learned, we are a bit of a quirky school, which means that we also have a bit of a quirky application process. We actually have a two-phase application process. The first phase is going to look pretty familiar to you, especially if you have older friends, older classmates, older siblings that have gone to school before you. We use the common application to submit all your personal information, that main essay, as well as your Olin specific essay. We do have an Olin optional essay as well that you are able to submit. We'll also take a look at your transcripts and any current senior grades as of that deadline, December 15th. If you are interested in sending in your SAT or ACT scores, we are test optional through the fall of 27. If you are an underclassman watching this, feel free to check back at any point on the website to see any updates in that capacity. We also are going to require 3 specific recommendations that you send to us. 1 is going to be from your school counselor, and then 2 will be from classroom teachers. 1 must be a STEM teacher, and then the other is up to your choice. We would love to see a humanities teacher, so we have a well-rounded perspective of you, but anyone that you would like who knows you best is a great recommender you can send in. So once we get your applications in by December 15th, we'll then review all of those great people, great students that could potentially come to Olin and determine who's best to come to our second phase, which is called Candidates Weekend. These applicants will become candidates. They will come for 1 weekend at the end of February or early March. And basically, while you're here, you'll participate in a lot of cool project-based learning opportunities. You'll get to meet current students, faculty, and staff, maybe even alumni. You'll really get a good sense of what it's like to be here, live here, study here, and see if it's a great fit for you. But because it is, of course, an admission event, we also are going to have an element of evaluative time because we want to see if you're a good fit for us too. And so there will be a one-on-one 30-minute interview that you'll participate during Candidates Weekend, and you'll also be involved in a 1-hour group exercise during Candidates Weekend. From there, we'll decide who is best to join our class for the fall. And if you are one of those, we'll be excited to see you then in September.
Well, thanks for spending time with us today. I really hope you learned a lot about Olin. I'm a mom. I've been through this process with my own kids, and I know lots of times once you've had the information session, other questions come to mind. Please, please, please reach out to us at any time. Our goal is to help you gain the information that you need in order to make a good decision about Olin. Olin is not the right choice for every student who wants engineering, but for you it might be exactly the right choice, and the only way you'll know that is by getting the information you need. So by all means, reach out to us, email us at info@olin.edu, and somebody will get back to you right away. Thank you so much.